Hey, rock stars, it's Kristin Thompson, and we are back for another super rockin' day of the Christmas giveaway. Today, we're going to talk about how you can rock your own one-day workshop, local workshop to really big profits and paydays in a way that also serves your ideal clients in a colossal way, tons of impact. So if you see yourself as a teacher at heart, if you've ever thought of teaching a workshop, or if you already do and you want to up-level your strategy, this live training is absolutely for you. And I want to wish you a happy, super rockin' Saturday as we are barreling down to the holidays. And if you're already celebrating, happy holidays to you from Speak, Serve, Grow. We've been giving away prizes, giving away free trainings, having people spin this party wheel behind us, tons of prizes still on the wheel. We've got $100. We've got Rock Your Workshop, which is a $1,000 course. Hi, Joy. Good morning, Rose. Good morning, Aretha. And so sorry, I did not get to go live yesterday. My schedule got a little away from me, but we're in it to win it. Only a couple more days. My last live, at least for this series, will be Christmas Eve. And then every day I've been trying to post and schedule it ahead of time. If you're on my email list, I post notifications there as well. But if you know someone who wants to lead a workshop, who's thinking about leading a workshop, or who does lead workshops, invite them, share this with them now. You can tag them or share this live stream to a group that you love. Okay. I've got a lot I want to share with you. We are definitely going to let people spin the wheel. Oh, happy birthday, Aretha. Everybody wish Aretha a happy birthday. Well, maybe we could let you spin the wheel. We'll see. Special ideas popping up in my brain. Okay, I am going to be pulling up some slides, and I'm going to cover as much as I can in the little bit of time we're going to spend together. I'll also share some resources, some downloads that you can get that are totally free, and how you can step into my Rock Your Workshop program, as well as all of the courses I've created, because I have a special that I'm going to run between now and the end of the year. I just thought of it yesterday. Super excited to tell you about it. So we'll do all of that on today's live stream. Let me pull up my slides real quick. If you have, well, let me tell you a little story while I pull up my slides. Or before I pull up my slides. If you don't know me, if you've just stumbled on this, welcome. So nice to meet you. And if you are an old timer, an OG Speak, Serve, Grow follower or friend or client, thank you for joining me. If you don't know how I literally kickstarted my business is with a workshop. Let me tell you the down and dirty quick version of what happened, so that hopefully if you're nervous about creating a workshop or nervous about up-leveling your workshop, you'll remember that bravery goes a really long way in this business. Bravery meaning you can still be scared, but we're just going to kind of hurl ourselves into these shenanigans with a spirit of service and joy. So in the year 2009, I was flat ass broke. I had left media sales. I'd had a really great media sales career for many years. I'm going to open up sparkling water, by the way. It's going to be loud just to prove I'm not boozing in the morning, but I do like a nice sparkling water. But whenever I open these cans, we'll see if I can even get it open. It's so loud. Ooh. Okay, let me get my water popping. So in the Wayback Machine in 2009, my son Gavin was only 6 months old. I had been off work for a bit before he was born because I was in the hospital on bed rest. We had a really high drama pregnancy. I'm not going to get into that. But we did rack up a ton of medical bills. I was in the hospital. My son was in the neonatal intensive care unit. And we had a high risk pregnancy. So we had been racking up a lot of like specialists and tests and all kinds of craziness during my pregnancy. So we had all these medical bills. The economy was tanking. I was at home with baby Gavin, not bringing in any money. It was a really scary time. And I was working for a personal development company. But because the economy was slowing down, I was making less and less money. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Joy. Hi, Julie. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Grab your cup of coffee or tea or whatever you like to drink. Water. I have both. I'm double fisted this morning. And so I knew I had to do something drastic because I was not making enough money. And I saw how the economy was kind of in a tailspin. And I looked at my little baby son and I thought, I've got to do better. I've got to be better. And I thought, well, I've always viewed myself as a teacher. I don't have a program or a course that I could really sell people, but I bet I could just teach, for a couple of hours, teach a workshop. Mind you, I had never led a workshop, but what I thought was if I undercharged for the workshop, then I would never feel bad about, anybody spending the money to attend. So my plan was to only charge $100 for that first workshop. I booked a talk at a local networking group just about an hour south of where I live today. I gave that talk. It was in the middle of a restaurant. Some of you have heard this story before. At the end of the talk, I made a really simple offer. And I said, hey, if you're digging this topic and you want to dive in and learn more, I will teach a workshop. Here's what I'll teach you in the workshop. I'd love to have you guys come. If you're not into it, totally cool. But if you are, I'll do it just for this networking group. There were 40 people in the room and 30 people popped their hands up and said yes and gave me $100 each. Do the math. I'm not very good at math and I still know that's $3,000. I still, look at me. I still beam when I think of this story because I was broke. No money in the bank account. None. Walk out, $3,000 in my hand, $100 at a time. Think about that. Okay, so I'll show you better business models, but what I want you to know is that's how I built my business. In the beginning, that was my entire business. I'll tell you why you don't want to model that structure, but I also want to share with you I wanted to share that with you because anybody can lead a workshop. If you have the expertise and you have a spirit of service, you can teach. What I want to share with you today is that you do want to be strategic about how you do that. So let's share the old screen-a-rooney. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, we're going to do that. And then we're going to pop it up here. Okay, so that's not what I wanted to share with you. Hold, please. Such a goofball. Workshop profits, pulling it up now. Now that other training, I will share with you how to get that too. But that's not what we're talking about today. I love a good pop of cash, baby. Okay, so now for reals, let's talk about the workshop. There were a few really giant mistakes I made in the beginning, and I want to share with you how you can skip them. Okay, so now you should be able to see the right screen. Small workshops, big profits, baby. That's the name of the game. Meaning you can host a big workshop, feel free, but even small rooms can generate really big paydays. Here's the thing I want you to be thinking about when it comes to your workshop. Visibility, boom, gives it to you. Authority, boom, instant authority when you step to the front of the room and you know how to handle yourself. 3, deep connection with your audience live in the room. People are sick and tired of automations. Automations are cool. I use them in my business. I'll share an example of that even live on this call. We'll see if I set one up properly. But, oops, sorry, Bella. I just kicked Bella under my table. The connection that you create live in the room is unbeatable. There is nothing that beats that relationship and that loyalty that you can create when you share a space with somebody IRL, right? In real life. Bigger impact for sure. It's why in my private coaching clients, some of you are watching right now. Hello, we're doing our 2-day live intensive in Portland in February. Because we can have a big impact and big connection live in the room together. And then again, those big profits. Now, this is the first workshop that I led here in Portland that I actually made profitable. So in the very beginning, the big mistake, I told you I'd share one of the big mistakes I was making. It was that the workshop was the only thing I offered. So I would go give a talk, I'd sell a ticket to the workshop, just like the story I just shared, right? So there was only one way to profit, and there was a yes-no decision that people were making. Workshop, no workshop. But that was it. My entire business. Huge, huge, huge mistake. So when I finally invested in a coach and I started building my business more strategically, I realized I needed to be making an offer at the workshop. Many or most of you are probably already smart enough, and you're already 3 steps ahead of where I was when I started, but I always like to be transparent. I had no clue. It never occurred to me to sell a next step at my workshop. When I did, this is what happened. The $3,000, this is the ticket sales. Those are the ticket sales that I generated. So that would have been the only money I made had I not made an additional offer, but I did this time. And I offered a $5,000 coaching package and 3 people said yes. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. Now, just a little bit later, I'm trying to think, this is maybe 2 years or a year later. I forget which, 1 or 2 years later, I hosted the very first Rise Live event and netted, after all of our costs, which were about $25,000, I think, we still netted multiple 6 figures. So a couple things I want to share with you. And let me know if you have questions about workshops, by the way, in the chat box, in the comments below. Also, I'd love to know, are you going to host a workshop? Like, how many of you actually want to host a workshop in 2020? Like, how many of you is that already a big goal or dream? I'd be curious to know. And thanks for those of you who are tagging friends and sharing. Thank you so much. It helps us. Obviously, it helps me reach new people, but also it helps your friend. If they're thinking of hosting a workshop, this is going to be super helpful. And I'm going to tell you how you can get your hands on even a deeper free training, and then all my courses if you actually want to dive into something a little more meaty. So lots of resources today. So when you host a workshop or a big live event, they can be really, the yiker side are the problems that could pop up. Like, it could be really expensive, which could make it feel kind of risky. It takes a little more planning and there's a little more pressure. But the positive side, again, is we're building your authority, we're building your name recognition. You have a ton of control over your environment, the relationship you build with clients. You can pour into people in a much deeper way and generate a ton of sales as well. Okay, so a couple things before you host your workshop. Know your why. So teach your workshop with the intention of setting up the next step. And let me stop sharing just for a quick second. So there we go. Meaning, don't host a workshop willy-nilly. Have a plan for why you want to put people in a room together and what would be the next step for them after the workshop. So I want you to think about it like phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 is your workshop. That's everything. That's the big promise, all the golden nuggets and ahas and teaching and the big dream that you want to give them during your day together. Then the second phase is, what will they need next? And what could you help them step into next that would be even better, right? Like, the workshop is only 1 day or a half a day. So where do you want to lead people next? And that's your offer at your workshop. So there's 2 big promises we want to zone in on. The one you're going to give them at your workshop and the one you'll give them after in your offer. If that makes sense, let me know with an AM. No, not an amen, an AM. An amen in the comments if that makes sense. Those 2 big promises that you want to dream up in your mind's eye before you ever put that workshop on the calendar. Okay. Yay. Hey, Heather. Love it, love it, love it. Peggy is a retired teacher. Awesome. You do not need a list, Peggy. I'm so glad you asked this question. Speaking and workshops require you needing nothing other than you have to know some stuff, right? Like, don't host a workshop. Hopefully that makes sense. Don't host a workshop if you don't know anything at all, which that's impossible, right? But if you're an expert in a certain area, then you can give talks and you can host workshops, and I'll show you in a moment how those play together. And you don't need an email list. And let me tell you another dirty little secret. You don't need a website either. What? Yes, my brothers and sisters, you don't need an email list. You don't need ads. You don't need a website. Should you have a website? Sure, why not? I'm not saying websites are bad, to be clear. Whenever you say things like that, I feel like they're going to get taken out of context. Have a website. But if you don't have a website, you could still go give talks, fill a workshop, and sell out a program. Because when you speak and sell in person, nobody's looking at your website. They're looking at you and hopefully an order form of some kind, and they make a decision based on how you've delivered. It is one of the reasons why I've grown my business this way is I was growing it lean and mean. Somebody referred me to a friend of theirs recently, someone in my group coaching program, and their friend said, thanks for the connection, but I'm strapped for cash and I would never grow my business on my credit card. And I was like, well, okay, that's an interesting take. I don't know why you're thinking that those are the only 2 options. I did not grow my business on a credit card and nobody bankrolled my business. I generated the income through speaking and grew my business organically that way. And you can too. And speaking is one of the best ways to fill your workshop. So what a great question. You don't need an email list. Now, an email list will help. And if you want to have a big multi-day conference or an event, I would spend some time doing some stuff online so you can build your list, but you don't need one. Okay, because the number one way to fill your event is through speaking. Speaking, because it's so closely aligned with a workshop, meaning people who love to go to networking events and conferences and hear talks, love to go to networking events, conferences, workshops, and be live in person with people. So it's a similar audience. So speaking, go give a 30 or 45-minute talk, sell tickets to your workshop. This is the most powerful combination to grow your business, especially if you don't already have a following. You could be a complete unknown nobody and get started this way. And if you already are very successful and well-known, this just elevates you to the next level. So you want to think about what would be your business growth goal. And let me pop my slides back up for you. This one here. Okay. So assuming, because the next question that I usually get asked is, how big should I make my workshop? So what I would love for you to do as just a quick mathematical exercise is assume you're going to close 20% of the room. And if you're math slow, like I am, you can do 10% and then double it. So let's say there's 20 people in your room. 2 would be 10%. We double that. 4 people would be 20%. So assuming that you have 20 people in the room, you could potentially get 4 new clients. Now you can get way more than this. Just if you're new to my little circle here, let me tell you, I generally try to tamp down things like what percentage of the room you're going to close. I really lower and toggle those percentages down so that I'm not being super exaggerative or, hyperbolic or anything like that. But you can totally close 30, 40, 50, even higher, 70% of the room. All of that has been done, especially with intimate workshops. So please know that 20 is very moderate and 40 would be like popping. So that 20 to 40% will give you a sweet little range of what you could generate. How many sales could you generate at your workshop? And therefore, how many attendees would you like to have at your workshop or event? Do you want 20 people? Do you want 40 people? Do you want 100 people? You start to see how some of this is math. A lot of business is math. Oh, I'm a ding dong. I'm not sharing my slides. Okay, so assuming you close 20% of the room, how many attendees would you like to have at your event? There's no right or wrong number, but do the math because that's going to help you calibrate your room and your offer. Let's think about that. Let's say you don't have a ton of confidence that you could fill a very large room because you're brand new. Maybe you haven't really given a ton of talks, so you're just more getting started. Okay, well, you could maybe raise the rate of your offer to generate more revenue. That's one way to go. Or you could increase the number of people and increase your offer. Or you could increase the number of people at your event and make a lower priced offer. But do you see how you can kind of play around and calibrate this to suit where you're at in your business? Who is getting excited? If you think about that 20 to 40%, and you think about what you could offer at your workshop, you should be getting pretty pumped about what you can generate. And let's play with a couple of numbers. And before we do, I want to share a quick resource with you guys, because how many times do you wonder like how to schedule your event, what time to do what, that kind of stuff? Like I get asked a lot about the schedule of events for a workshop. So I put together a little guide. And if someone would do me a favor, because I literally just set this up really late last night, type in the comments, only if you want this, the word workshop, and let me know if you get a message sent to you. If not, I'll share a URL, a different way you can get it. But this would be super fast because the little Rock Your Talk bot will send you a schedule. What's a one-day workshop? What should a 2-day workshop? What should a 3-day workshop look like in terms of the time and what happens when? And then there's also a content guide, and I'll explain what that means in a minute, but kind of what should you be doing when content-wise, right? Because there is a strategy Thank you, Julie and Aretha. Workshop. It should also work if you put an S at the end, but let me know if you get a message. Hi, Linda Kane. Hi, Joy. Hi, Renee. Hi, Kathleen. Let me know if that works. If not, I'll give you a URL. And so there's a couple things you're going to get in this guide. One is the workshop schedules, variations for 1, 2, and 3 day events. And then also the content flow, which is really important. Got it. Okay. You should be getting those messages. And if you use workshop, that will work. I'm so glad it's working. Awesome. Thank you guys. They're so sweet. And what you'll find in there is there's also a longer training. So I'm giving you like a rip and rock version, but when you click through, not only will you get the guide, but you'll get a longer training on this topic as well. And it's all free. Perfect, John. Make sure you fix your spelling there, John, if you want us to shoot that over to you. The little rock your talk bot. We'll shoot it over. Okay, so what the heck am I shooting over to you? These 1 day schedule templates, 1, 2, and 3 day event templates, and then this content flow, which talks about the energy of the workshop. So this mountain, you can calibrate it. If it's a 1 day workshop, then the beginning of the mountain starts at the beginning of the day, and the end of the mountain on the other side is the end of your day. If this is a 3 day workshop, then it takes 3 days to climb this mountain. Makes sense? And I'll go into that into the deeper training, and you will have a link to that. It's all in one place for you. Okay, a couple things I wanted to share with you. Let's play with some numbers real quick. Okay, first off, to fill the room, give your talk. Give one talk every week. If you gave a talk every week for 2 to 3 months, this is like the end all be all. And I know a lot of you maybe won't take it this far, but let's say you just want to do a little local workshop. Go out to a networking event, chamber of commerce, business associations, companies. If you want to work with salespeople or managers, right? Go out and give a talk every week for about 2 to 3 months. You will have a full room for your workshop. Really, really awesome. Now, the biggest mistake I see with live events and workshops is people putting them on the calendar and not actually having a plan in place to have some talks. Even if you did 1 or 2 talks a month leading up to your workshop, it would do wonders for your audience size and your connection in the market and your visibility. So what we don't want to do is say, I'm going to host a workshop at the end of this month if you don't have a plan in place to fill it, okay? Just a little word to the wise. So let's say there's 40 people in the room, you get 4 clients, and you're only charging, let's say you're just getting started. So your coaching fee is $500 a month. For a 6-month package, that's still a $12,000 payday, right? That's pretty fun. If you got 8 clients at $500 a month, obviously that number turns to $24,000. Let's say there's 40 people in the room and you get 8 people. Again, that's 20%. But let's say your coaching is $1,000 a month. Now we're already basically at $50,000 for a simple 1 day workshop. Can you do it? Yes, you can. Now, the key thing here is you need a couple of things to make sure that this works. You need to know how to make an offer from the stage, which is really a very similar skill to speaking and selling, just like we would off of your talk. It's a very similar process. And it's about understanding how to pull people in with your content, make a great one-to-many offer to the group, and have a way for them to say yes right then and there, meaning a great little order form, something that people can fill out right in the room. So we never, ever, ever want to pour all of our energy into an audience and then say, oh, by the way, you can visit my website, if you're interested in learning more, or you could visit my website if you want to sign up. Please don't do that. You're going to lose sales. Okay, so have an order form right then and there. So this is 21 ways to promote your event. Email series. If you have an email list, definitely be sending emails. Pour into people with some great free content and then pull them into your event. Speaking live is highlighted because that's still my number one favorite way to fill a live event. But you could totally also do Facebook posts, Facebook lives. You can call people and personally invite them. You could put out a press release. You could have a bring a friend special, which is a great way to pump up the volume of your event. And then there's also lots of fun things you can do with like contests, partnering with organizations. Maybe your local chamber promotes it. Maybe the local eWomen's network sponsors it or partners with you, or you give them a table at a special discounted price. We give you tons of these tips, by the way, in Rock Your Workshop and in Workshop-a-Palooza. We go into detail on how to do all this. But there's lots and lots of ways that you can activate to fill your event. Just make sure speaking is a part of it. Again, you're going to find your best, most high-paying, loyal, awesome, keyed-in, clued-in clients when you go out and speak in the community. So a couple of things about rocking your workshop on a budget before I let you guys spin the prize wheel. And I know I'm talking super fast, but again, if you put workshop in the comments, you'll get a longer training on this. And I want to share something super special before we wrap up that will give you access not just to that kind of masterclass, but the full Rock Your Workshop 9-module course, as well as every product in my suite. I'm going to give you guys a super special for the holidays, just if you want to dive in. Either way, you can get the free training by just putting workshop down below. That's totally free, and it is a full length, like hour-long to 90-minute training. Okay, couple of things. How do you rock an event or a workshop on a budget? You know, there's some key things that you want to clue into and make decisions around. And the room is one of the most important pieces because it can be extremely expensive, but it doesn't have to be. You don't have to do, this is like a picture from the rise of years past. But we tend to do the rise in a hotel conference room. That's one of the most expensive ways to run a workshop or a live event. But did you know that you can also find rooms in your local market? Let me stop sharing for a quick second. You can, so that's interesting. Some of you are getting messages and some are you not. It might just take a moment. I think there might be just like a little bit of a delay. But I will check, and if anybody didn't get their message after this rise wraps up, I'll just send it to you by hand, the old-fashioned way. So don't you worry. Awesome. So just hang tight, guys. So most of you are getting the message. So either the bot is on and off, or there's a little bit of a delay, but I will make sure everybody gets the free gift. I can go in when the live is over and just whoosh it over to you in Messenger. So don't you worry. Couple of things before we wrap up, because I do want to spin the prize wheel. Rock Your Workshop is on this prize wheel, as well as Rock Your Talk. 2 tickets to the Rise Live event, $100 prize. Command any room, Starbucks cards. There's all kinds of fun stuff on the prize wheel. So we're going to spin it in a moment. But what was I talking about? The venue. Don't forget, Kristin, this is important. The venue. Every town has conference rooms that are not often used. So look at your downtown areas or those office buildings in your suburban areas where you find like a therapist next to a lawyer, next to an accountant. You know what I'm talking about? There's one receptionist and then there's all those offices rented out. And I'm not talking about a WeWork. I'm talking about like a real office building. WeWork is a real office. I don't know why I said that, but here's the point. They have often big conference rooms that are dead ass empty. Here in Beaverton, which is a suburb just outside of Portland, there's a place called the Beaverton Round. If you're local, go look it up. It has in their, I think it's like their 3rd floor or something, they have a conference room. You could literally, I filled that room with like 40 people and it was only a couple $100. So awesome. There's a parking lot, free parking. I could pack 40 people in that room, no problem. And there was food all around. So people, and the train stop actually was right there too. So in your town, there's likely an office complex with a big office conference room that you could rent that normally is not used for workshops and stuff like that. Those are great deals. Also look at wedding venues in off season, on off days. That's another great way to find venues on a budget. And then hotels would be kind of your last choice, meaning if you're on a budget, that's going to be your most expensive option. Now, once you know, and if you're working with me as your coach or someone else who can help you navigate these C's, definitely there's tons of profitable ways to host workshops in hotels. I've been doing it for 7 years. 2020 will be our 8th Rise Live event, and it has been extremely profitable every single year, even with the big hotel budget. What it comes down to is having a great strategy and a plan. How many people are you going to put in the room? What are you going to sell your tickets for? Are there any sponsors? What is your offer going to be? And then what do you comfortably feel like you could estimate that you might be able to close in the room? Remembering, by the way, what if it doesn't work out? You don't really fill your program or product in the room when you make your offer. Could you do some follow-up strategy sessions with people? That would be a great way to solidify sales that don't quite get closed in the room. So remember, it's not a do or die, yes or no situation. We can totally follow up with people. We can have conversations with them after the workshop to make sure they're a good fit for your program. And then, yeah, see, everybody's getting it. It seems like there's just a little bit of a delay. So I'm glad. Thank you, John, for letting me know you got it. Awesome, awesome. Are you guys loving these tips? And would anybody like to spin the prize wheel before we wrap up? Put spin in the comments below. Spin if you would like to be in the choosing. I cannot come up with words today. What in the running? If you want to be in the running to spin the prize wheel, put spin in the comments below. What happens is I close my eyes and I spin my cursor up and down, and whatever person it lands on, then I will spin this wheel for you, and you'll win one of these amazing prizes. They're as much as $1,000. There's $100 cash. There's Starbucks cards. There's all kinds of fun stuff on the wheel. And while I let you put spin in the comments, let me see if I could share one or two more things before we wrap up. Okay. The last thing I'll share while you're putting spin in the comments, if you would like to be in the running to spin the prize wheel, I want to say one quick thing about making your offer, and it's this. And if you've been to live events, you've probably kind of seen how it goes, which is often there's like a success panel or something right before the offer. So I do want to say I'm giving you that content flow in the free gift. So you'll kind of see the arc of the event, meaning the event shouldn't be flat and it shouldn't be a fire hose of content. There's like an experience that we want to swoop people through over your 1, 2, or 3 day event. Okay. But one of the most critical time periods is what happens right before you make your offer. So be very conscious that your best content, your meatiest, most gets people's mouth watering to work with you content happens right before your offer. And then we need I'm going like this, like we need a transition to go from that content to your pitch. And your pitch, keep in mind, we teach this with speaking and selling as well, is simply an invitation only to those people who want to step into this deeper, right? Whatever your topic is. It could be health, marriage, relationships, wealth building, business building, brand building, style, whatever it is. Your invitation and your offer is not to everybody in the room. We're not suddenly going to pressure everybody to buy your stuff. This is what usually people are worried about and why they resist making offers. Instead, we're merely going to invite those people who want more, who are super excited about what they've learned thus far, and they are ready to dive in and really go into this topic in a deeper way or take it to the next level. We're inviting those people to step up and say yes. So the transition to that moment, a success panel works really good. If you're brand new, maybe you don't have any clients and you don't have any success stories. Okay, you could do some hot seat or some live coaching or live consulting or live mapping out of something or live makeovers if you're a stylist. That creates a moment, right? Kind of a wow moment right before you make your offer. So these are just a couple of idea joggers of what could you do between your super hot content, right? Your meatiest, juiciest, hot wow content. Then we're going to have a cool transition moment that gets people to go, pop, wow, I would love to hire him or I would love to hire her. And then boom, the invitation comes in and we say, hey, if you are vibing with this and you want to come along, here's where you go next. And that's exactly, I model all of this at the Rise Live event. I'm like, hey, if you're digging this content over the past few days and you would really love my help growing your business over the next year, here's how you do it. Join my group. It's a kick in the pants. If you've enjoyed the past 3 days, you get me every Monday, same vibe. They'll be singing. There might be prizes. There's definitely going to be training. There's definitely going to be coaching. There's definitely going to be accountability, right? Okay. I've got a lot of spins in the comments, so I'm going to close my eyes. Let me get my cursor in the right zone here. Okay. And we landed on where? Where's my cursor? Alexis Dobbins. You're our winner. Are you ready for this? Okay, I'm going to spin the wheel for you. Let me take this slide down. And then I'll be happy to answer questions if you guys have questions. Okay, that's a really lame spin. Hold on. Let me get my... All right, we are giving you... I don't like that. I've given too many of those cards away. So I have free reign on this. Oh my gosh. You guys saw, I did spin it again because it landed on the Starbucks card and I've given way too many of them away. So I respun it. You saw, I did not make it stop anywhere in particular, but you know where it landed? Rock Your Workshop. Hand to Jesus. OMG. Well, I did not make this happen. I feel like this looks so staged right now. Yay, Alexis Dobbins. You win Rock Your Workshop. It is 9 super rockin' modules. And if you go to rockyourworkshop.com, you can check it out. If you want to look at everything that's in it, it's 9 modules. It's creating your plan for your event, what you want to do with it and why. We talk about how to find locations on a budget, everything from low budget to hotels, and how to not break the bank. I cover all of it. I cover all of the content schedules, how to map your content in detail so that it leads to that perfect moment where you make the offer. We talk about sponsorships and partners, how to fill the event. It is soup to nuts, the most detailed live event course I have seen on the market. And I don't say that to brag. I say that because I really put my heart into it because I want you guys to know how to do this right. Because it can be done right. I've been doing it for many, many years, and I am not the smartest girl in the room. I'm not dumb, but I am not the smartest girl in the room. So, yay, Alexis. All you need to do to claim your Rock Your Workshop prize, Miss Alexis Dobbins, and aren't you so cute? Please, in the messenger, let me know your email, the email that you would like me to send your membership site info into. And then we'll send it to you today. You'll get a login to my membership site. And then for everybody, whether you are Miss Alexis or not, everybody's a winner today. Because when you put workshop down below, it takes a moment. So you got to wait uno momentito, but our little bot will send you a link. When you click that link, you're going to get access to the guide that gives you the schedule of different workshops. So like, how do you host a 1-day workshop, 2-day or 3-day? What does that schedule of events and timing look like? And then that content flow guide so that you're not dumping and vomiting content on people for hours and hours and days on end. There has to be a strategic flow to it. With that, alongside that guide is a deeper training than what I've done today. And all of that is free. But here's the thing I want to point out. If you decide you want to hop into Rock Your Workshop, which is what Alexis gets, yay! And you do that just go hop in today to Rock Your Workshop. It's $9.97. But here's the crazy thing, and it's not on the sales page, and you just have to know me, love me, and trust me. If you buy Rock Your Workshop, I am going to upgrade you into the Start Me Up with Speaking Club. What that means is you're going to get access to every product in my suite. And it's all listed under that workshop training, that free training that you're going to get access to. So if you're into it, if you've ever wanted to have access to Rock Your Talk, Rock Your Workshop, get more gigs, how to create your product, how to give talks from memory with total confidence, all of those products are in one mega suite. You also get monthly coaching with me. And the price on the Start Me Up with Speaking Club is going up to $2,000 in 2020. It's totally worth it because I've added Rock Your Workshop into that suite. Rock Your Talk was already in there. That's $2,000. We sell both of those for $1,000. But in addition to those two, you get Command Any Room, Get More Gigs, the Memory Power Program, How to Create Your First Course. It's all in there. You also get monthly coaching with me. And here's the big bonus, lifetime access. What? But it's only available from now to the end of the year, because then the price is going up and it's all going to change. But right now for $9.97, when you join Rock Your Workshop, I will upgrade you into the speaking club and you will get access to all of those courses for life. You'll get access to a monthly coaching call where you can ask me for help, guidance, customization, and lifetime access. I already said that. Okay. So it's a bomb offer. It's a totally bomb offer. I wanted to do something a little over the top that everybody could dive into, whether you spun the wheel and won something. Every day I've been giving away free guides and free trainings. So everybody's winning. I hope you're enjoying this. I've been having a super rockin' blast. I will be back tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m. You'll see a notice go up on the Facebook page. If you are a subscriber, you will also get an email reminder, but we'll be live again tomorrow at 10. Grab your coffee, grab some water. We'll hang out. We'll have another great training. We will also spin the wheel, all kinds of fun stuff. So love you all. Congratulations to Miss Alexis Dobbins. We are going to be giving you access today to Rock Your Workshop. For everybody who buys Rock Your Workshop, you're going to get upgraded into every course in my product suite, along with lifetime access, along with monthly coaching and customization. So glad you joined me today. Have a great super rockin' Saturday, and I'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, and make it a great day. Mwah! Love you guys.